So I began my position as the Helen DeWitt Jones Director of Education at the National Ranching Heritage Center in 2014. Immediately, I was so excited by all of the opportunities that this place represents. We've got a beautiful facility. We have historical structures that are full of stories of people who found a way to make a living off the land, and we're still a part of a major industry that impacts our everyday lives. So with all these opportunities swirling around in my head, I decided to start with what I knew, and maybe took advantage of my position to call up my childhood hero, John Erickson, author of Hank the Cowdog. John and I spoke on the phone, and it turns out he'd been thinking about the National Ranching Heritage Center too and was happy to connect. So we arranged for he and his wife, Chris, to come and do a concert on our patio on a Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock just to see how things would get started. We were both thrilled and surprised when 1,000 people showed up to hear the concert and to have their books signed. We kind of looked at each other and said, this collaboration has potential. It was shortly after that concert that John told me he had a set of unpublished Hank manuscripts that I ought to take a look at. They were different than the regular Hank books in that Hank was explaining the ranching industry and life on a ranch. So as soon as those documents arrived in my email, I pulled it up, printed them out, and read them immediately. And I was amazed. Hank literally had explained anything I would ever want to teach the public about the ranching industry, but in a much more fun way than Julie Hodges could ever do it. So I called John Erickson up and said, I think I know what to do with these books. We immediately got to work concocting a plan that would help us figure out how to get books in as many hands as possible and really connect with school teachers and educators. The books were perfect for tying into curriculum already taught in schools through science, social studies, and literacy. So while John and I raised funds to get the first 5,000 copies of each book published, I worked with science and social studies specialists to create activities that could be used in the classroom, and we began holding workshops for educators. Many generous donors and foundations helped to fund each book, and in 2021, all 5 books were finally published and out into the world. To date, we've given away 25,000 ranch life learning books. We've taught over 1,000 teachers and workshops on how to use them, and we've sold almost 100,000 copies of the Ranch Life Learning series. We were so excited when all these came out, but we weren't the only ones. My phone started ringing off the hook with questions and pleas for more. John Erickson started thinking and wrote 2 more books to go in the series, making it a series of 5 books, and we got the attention of other organizations interested in ag education, the Texas Farm Bureau and National Ag in the Classroom. Soon I was presenting at state, local, and national conferences about ranch life and gathering more and more interest and excitement. The teachers were having fun at workshops. The kids enjoyed the activities. And folks in the industry saw it as a great resource to get ag literacy in the classroom focused on ranching for kiddos. And I really think we have created one of the top ag education resources for elementary students in the country. So all of this excitement got us thinking, we can do more with this. We need to bring all 5 of the books in the series to life. So we started concocting a plan for the Ranch Life Learning Center. I will admit that the first drawing was something that I did on the back of a sheet of paper. It was not beautiful, but it was like an 800 square foot gallery space where I crammed in as much as I possibly could. And I shared it with a couple of designers, and they said, oh, that's nice. Let's think a little bigger. So lucky for me, a lot of folks jumped in with support. Our Ranching Heritage Association Ranch Life Committee and our executive committee came up with really wonderful ideas. Donors started getting excited and contributing to the project, as well as the university community helping to dive a little deeper into some subjects. So before I knew it, the project grew into an $8.2 million facility that is 3,800 square feet of indoor space and half an acre of outdoor space. All of these amazing ideas have come together in a facility that will teach kids, or really anyone who has the question, what is a ranch? How everything on the ranch works. The center will include exhibits that are both high-tech and low-tech that are designed to engage visitors as they learn about the ranching industry. It will consist of several areas, so let's walk through what's going to be inside, and then we'll walk through what's going to be outside. Visitors will start by visiting an orientation theater. Well, John Erickson himself will talk through why it's important to learn about ranching and why he's dedicated so much of his time to educate children about the ranching industry. From there, children will go to security headquarters, and that's where Hank fans can geek out, learn everything they ever wanted to know about Mr. Erickson and the illustrators that have helped bring the series to life, as well as explore artifacts from the Hank the Cowdog book series, read Hank books, and even receive a mission to solve while they're visiting the Ranch Life Learning Center. From there, they'll go into prairie ecology, and prairie ecology is such a vital part of the ranching industry. Grass farmers are really what ranchers are. So they turn grass into beef, and the prairie ecology room will explain how ranch management is so important in maintaining the ecosystems that's so vital to all of us, the prairie. And they'll learn about the role that ranchers play in being sustainable practitioners of a very important industry that feeds millions of people every year. From there, they'll go into the ranching exhibit, and this is by far the largest indoor space. Students can learn about the economics behind ranching and all of the decisions that ranch managers make every day. They'll learn about the partnership between a cowboy and his horse and the traits of a perfect ranch horse. They will also be able to stand in a 270-degree theater to feel what it's like to be on the back of a horse and do roping jobs and other tasks that cowboys do every day. In the outdoor portion of the Ranch Life Learning Center, students will see the Hank the Cowdog's fictional ranch come to life. In fact, our architect started with a drawing, an illustration of Hank's ranch. So all of the buildings that you see in that drawing are included here. Ranch headquarters, which is home to Loper and Sally Mae of the Hank the Cowdog book series, is the place for little children. They can explore Sally Mae's kitchen and garden, as well as play with ranch toys. In the machine shed and horse barn, visitors will have a chance to visit with a virtual cowboy and his horse, and also learn about all the tools of the cowboy trade. The Cake House will feature an exhibit on livestock nutrition, and then our horse pasture will feature native plants and wildlife habitat. The far west wall of the outdoor area will be the Cap Rock, and that features several exhibits that include wildlife, archaeology, watershed, and water resources, all things vital to ranching. So it'll be a really fun, hands-on place, and there's going to be so much information that we hope visitors will come in and again to be able to soak it all in. I really can't believe that this sad little sketch that I did many years ago has become a reality, and we are breaking ground on the Cash Family Ranch Life Learning Center. So many people have come together to make this dream happen. We've built on it bit by bit since 2014, and I just want to thank all of you for making this dream a reality. But we're not done yet. Here in about 8 months, you need to come back and visit the Ranch Life Learning Center. Tell your friends about it, and if you haven't read the Ranch Life Learning series of books, pick up your copies today and take a look. They're really great, and if you love the ranching industry, you'll love Hank the Cowdog. Thank you all for being here today.